Hello and welcome to Texans Talk Money. I'm Kyla, your host and a peer financial coach at Texans Smart. Every episode, we will be joined by another peer financial coach from my office, where we will be navigating all the roads on how to handle your money as a college student. So sit back and get your wallets ready to be Texans Smart. Hey, and welcome back to Texans Talk Money. Today, we are here with me, Kyla, and Gracie.
Hello.
And today, we also have a very special guest, and I will let her introduce herself.
Hello, guys. My name is Madison Asato. I'm so excited to be on this podcast with you.
We are so happy to have you here with us. Tell our listeners just a little bit about yourself so they can get to know you a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess the biggest thing, it's kind of in the title, financial fitness. I'm a personal trainer at the Rec. I do nutrition coaching and I do cycling classes. So that's a little bit about me, but I guess kind of just the generic stuff. I'm a senior here at Tarleton. My major is kinesiology, and I'm super passionate about what I do.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you for coming on to the episode.
Yeah.
And like she said, we're just going to be talking about a little bit of financial fitness, staying fit on a budget or however fits your lifestyle, and just maybe going into maybe some more fitnessy type things. Since Madison is here with us, she can break some of that stuff down for us. And actually, Madison is Gracie's personal trainer, so we can hear about if they have any juicy stories they want us to tell. We can probably maybe share some of those.
I think we just have a good time.
Yeah, we definitely have our fair share of like funny moments. But mainly, so I first met Madison about a year ago when I was really wanting to get serious about my own like physical fitness journey. I wasn't really happy with where I was at. I was very like self-conscious about the way that I looked, the way that I dressed, the things that I was eating. Like I was wanting to get healthier and make myself feel better. So I signed up for personal training through the rec center, and they paired me with Madison, and it honestly has been the best experience ever. Like, she's not only my personal trainer, but she has become like my absolute best friend.
Oh, you're too sweet. And honestly, I wouldn't have guessed that you were self-conscious because you were so confident the entire time.
No, I definitely had days where I feel like I don't feel pretty. Like I don't like the way that I look. Like I see all these other girls walking around wearing certain clothes and just like rocking it. But then I try the same outfit on, and I'm like, I really don't like the way that this is looking right now. Yeah,
that's a really hard thing to go through, and especially for women. I mean, women and men, I should say. Like, there's always going to be somebody that looks different.
Yeah,
but it's really important to, like, kind of like going into that. It's really important to think that you are made the way that you are. There's always going to be somebody that looks completely different than you. And I think like that's beautiful that we're all different, because if we looked all the same, can you imagine how gray the world would be? That would kind of suck.
Yeah.
That's a great perspective to have on that.
Yeah.
It's just I can't even stress that enough, is like just thinking about being made the way that you are. Like you already had your destiny pre-planned, you know?
Yeah.
I think one thing that I was kind of curious about, if you have any thoughts on this. I know whenever I think about getting into fitness, things about that, I think about like gym shopping, buying like the clothes to wear for it, the equipment, if I wanted to do stuff at home. That's it. Looking at stuff like that, and you see all these big brands like, I don't know, Nordic Track, I don't know, Gymshark, things like that. And it's like, I see dollar signs when I see those things. And I'm like, I want the good stuff, and to like get fit and look nice and like, or feel confident in myself is what I should say. And I don't know how to do that if I don't have a lot of money or something like that. I think that's something a lot of people think about.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, it's, you know, you have all these big brands. It's kind of hard to just pick one because there's so many out there, right? But, if you're not really financially stable, you kind of stay away from those brands.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to kind of, I guess this is the part where we get really down deep into the nitty gritty.
Yep.
So I would say that when you're looking for sports brands, it's really nice to treat yourself to those. But at the end of the day, if you think about it, you're just going to sweat and, those clothes are going to get kind of smelly and stinky, and you won't smell like your perfume anymore or your cologne, So, the clothing doesn't have to be expensive. You can literally go on Amazon or even just like a resale shop online, or even just your local thrift store, and everybody, in the gym, everybody's like, oh, I gotta have this brand because it's popular, or I gotta, buy this brand because everybody says that it's so good and it makes you look good. Listen, I'm gonna say this again. Everybody is built differently. One thing that looks super great on one person can look completely different on another person.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of like being really conscious about what you are buying is really important, just because the brands can really hike up the prices easily.
I know for me, like, whenever I go to work out, I always wear whatever I am most, like, comfortable or, like, flexible in. And for me, like, that's just a pair of yoga pants and a big t-shirt. Like, I don't wear anything fancy or expensive, or like, I just put on a pair of yoga pants or sport shorts and a t-shirt, and I call it good.
Because at the end of the day, you're working towards a better you. You're not trying to have all these boys look at you or all these girls look at you in the gym. In fact, like, for my guys out there, I know that they originally started to go to the gym to get the girls. Well, instead of that, you're getting compliments from all the guys about, like, man, bro, your lat spread looks so good, and you're like, this is not how I pictured it.
Like, I literally remember one time that me and you were working out, and there was this girl working out behind us, and this, like, me and you both thought he was super cute. But,
don't act me like that.
We saw him go up to the girl, and he just said, I don't know if anybody's told you this today, but you look super beautiful. And I'm like, cheesy, dude. Like,
yeah, that was an interesting moment for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy. That's at the back of my mind that I just try to suppress that moment. I just remember, like, being like, ooh, dang, bro. That's interesting. But
yeah.
Anyways. So I think, like, you and I were a little weirded out by that, but
Definitely.
we just immediately got back into it. So yeah, like, shopping for brands, you have to do a lot of research. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. You have to do a lot of research on brands, because some certain brands, they may be cheap, and they are cheap.
Yeah.
Like, for my girlies out there, you want to make sure that your leggings or your biker shorts are squat proof.
Yes.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
And the cheaper brands, they don't have as good a material. So, like I said, do your research. Do the squat test.
Kind of like sustainability shopping, like buy the stuff that will last a long time, but like won't break your bank.
Yes, absolutely. And, when you get a hole in the knee or something, just treat yourself. Treat yourself, girls.
I will say, as somebody who's like planning out this episode in my brain, I was like, maybe I'll try it. Like, I'll try to like stay fit on a budget. I know I wasn't going to buy anything, but I was kind of shopping around on Facebook Marketplace. And I know that's a great place if you want to like buy weights for yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
buy secondhand weights. They'll probably work just about the same as if you buy them brand new. I guess that's...
honestly, all it takes is like finding a cheap set of like dumbbells or like, what do you call them? Kettlebells. And just getting on YouTube, Googling videos, and seeing where it takes you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Those, if you just, anything can be a weight. I guess that's where I'm trying to go with this, is that anything can be a weight. I've seen people use wine glasses full of wine. I've seen people use even just little cans of soups.
I'm a witness of that.
You're a witness of that?
I'm somebody who's done that before.
Oh, I've done that
Yeah.
too when I was in my dance team in high school.
Okay.
It was painful. Not a fan, but it was fun.
Yep.
So
Like even a backpack, like as
Yeah.
much as our backpacks weigh, like
Oh, that's a good one.
exactly. So like I said, anything can be a weight, really. You can literally, if you're starting out and you don't have any weights, and if you're doing your research, yeah, you can go on Facebook Marketplace. You gotta see if it's legit though,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of scammers out there who just want to take your money. And then, if you go to Walmart, but they are a little bit more expensive
Yeah.
compared to some of the other things that you see on Facebook Marketplace. But anything can be a weight. You can literally fill up your backpack with textbooks. You can use your sofa to do like hip thrusts, or you can use it to do Bulgarian split squats, which is basically just like a single leg squat with your leg elevated. Guys, those are really hard. Don't I recommend them, but don't recommend them. But yeah, even like I've seen people just kind of use little bands that they found. There's even just practicing your squat form. You don't even have to use any weights. Calisthenics, which is just a workout just using your body, can be so beneficial for you. In fact, any sort of workout, if you just start, is so beneficial for you.
I know on days that we don't meet, I sometimes go to like the little workout room that's in my apartment, and like I just do cardio. Like I get on one of those stationary bikes or like a treadmill for about 30 or 45 minutes, and it builds up a good sweat.
Yeah.
One of the things I like to do like on a weekly basis is like whenever my roommate's not home, I'll go in the living room, I'll clear all the furniture out the way and like do like a YouTube Pilates thing.
Yes.
It kills me, but like I love Pilates so much.
I love those. That's a really good point. Even just following like a workout on YouTube is so beneficial for you. Just like saving you money, saving you time, because these are people that, most of them know what they're doing. I'm not saying everybody knows what they're doing, but most of them know what they're doing, hopefully, fingers crossed. And they know how to put together an effective workout in a short amount of time.
I will say the girl that I use, her YouTube channel is like Move with Nicole. She's great. She explains everything while you're doing it, like how to keep certain muscles engaged, like different ways to think about like moving your body so that you can move correctly.
Yeah.
And like what it's being used for. Like she explains it as she goes so you know what you're doing, which I love.
That's awesome. That's really important, especially for people who are, a majority of people who do the YouTube videos are beginners, so I really like that. You guys go check her out.
Yeah. Move with Nicole. She's great if you want to try out online Pilates.
Heck yeah. Well, I was going to say something and I totally forgot. Oh, my bad, guys. My bad. But, even just going for a walk or going for a run, walking or running, or even, you have a bicycle.
Yeah.
Just getting your body moving is so important. So important because the world's population, well, I should say, I don't want to misquote this. Actually, disregard. Well, over 70% of the population is obese.
Okay.
Obese or overweight. Over 70%. And it just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. And I think that's for the United States. Let me check just to make sure, because
I know for me, like, my body is, it's what kind of gets me through the day. Like, it's what gives me energy. And so I kind of feel like, it's my responsibility to take care of myself so I'm able to get through the day. So I'm able to accomplish everything that I want to in life.
Yeah.
And just, be
It's
success. I can't talk today. Be successful.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, you only get one body in your
Yeah.
life. Like, use it to the best of your ability and like take care of it.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Oh, okay. I did have that wrong, guys. My bad. So, when I looked up the obesity rates, so what percentage of the United States is like, let's see. Anyways, my brain is having an attack right now. Global obesity levels. Among OECD countries, the United States is the most obese at 36.2%. So,
That's crazy.
oh, you know what that number was that I was talking
What?
about earlier? I think that's with men and women.
Oh, okay.
Like the kind of like the difference. But just having us on the number one, I don't know if we would want to be on the number one charts, because that's not really a thing to glorify,
No.
because like you were saying, like, you only have one body. You only have one body, one life. You're not a cat with 9 lives. You only have one body to move each and every single day and to take care of, and that's so important. And it's a true journey. And I always tell my clients, like, I don't care, just how much you weigh or if you felt like the workout was too hard. I just want you to feel like the best you.
Yeah.
I just want you to love yourself as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because life's too short to hate yourself.
Something that my dad told me when I first got started training is the numbers don't matter. Your weight,
Yeah.
like, yes, it's important to keep track of it, to regularly weigh in, to keep track of your progress, to see if you need to change anything or to see if you're even, like, making progress. But the number itself, it shouldn't matter that much to you. What matters is, how are you feeling? Are you feeling more energized? Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling stronger?
Yeah, absolutely. When I first started my fitness journey, when I was in high school, and I could not look at the numbers on the scale. I would just break down even if I gained a pound. It was a true unhealthy relationship. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror thinking that I was disgusting. And it's been a long process of just rewiring my brain to learn that, I don't look disgusting. I look the way that I'm supposed to. And the scale does not define my worth, or my worth is not in the scale. It's just a number. Like, at the end of the day, it's just a number.
It really is.
And one of the points that I wanted to make on here is that, like, basically what Gracie was saying, if you're feeling better, if you feel as if, like, you're making progress, you're getting stronger each and every single day, then that's what matters. And you don't have to see progress on a scale. A lot of people who haven't lost weight have seen differences within how their clothes fit.
I know that's how it is for me. Like, I started noticing very shortly after I started working out with you that clothes just started fitting kind of looser.
Yeah, and it's you against you at the end of the day. You're only going to be as good as you allow yourself to be. And, like, wanting to be healthier is a choice.
Yeah, you gotta, like you were telling us earlier, it's kind of like a flower. Like, you gotta be the one to plant the seed. You gotta be the one to get started. And you're not gonna see, that flower bloom overnight.
Yeah.
It's going to take time, it's going to take work, and it's going to take patience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong about their fitness journey is like they're like, "Oh man, I did so good this week. Why haven't I lost weight? Or why haven't I moved up in weight? Or even just why am I still lifting the same?" Like that change takes time.
It does.
True change takes time.
Another thing is like you can work out all you want, like you can go to the gym all you want and sweat, but another factor that plays into getting healthy is the way that you're eating.
Mhm.
So like you can do all the work, but it can also be ruined by with what you're eating.
Yeah, it's they say that 80% is eating and then 20% is just working out.
Wow.
And that nutritional aspect is crazy. I mean, I went to Tanzania this past summer for a mission trip. It was the best trip of my entire life. God has just blessed me with this. But man, the food was different. Like in a good way. They don't have any preservatives in there. It's non-processed. It's all fresh from the backyard or from a local market. I ate so many fresh fruits and chicken out of the backyard. R.I.P. R.I.P. But you know, the world goes around. And when I got back into the United States, oh my gosh, it was horrible.
Yes.
Like my body revolted on me.
I know the feeling. I went to Italy for a month, like a couple years ago, and their portions, the type of food that they have, like it feels better when you're eating it. It's a lot less than portions here in America are like humongous.
They
I think.
are.
compared
Yeah,
to,
they're like Texas sized.
Yeah.
And I think nutrition is or like food buying for, I guess, the nutrition wise, that can also be a super expensive thing too for people. Because I know when I go to Walmart or HEB, like produce is like what I love to go after because I love fresh foods, but they're so expensive, and like spending all that money on something that is probably going to go bad if I don't cook it as soon as I buy it. It's so hard to think about something like that. So how do you deal with something like that, Madison?
That's a great question. So going to the store is not easy, especially when you're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll just say this one tip and then I'll get back on track. Don't go to the store hungry. Don't do it. Ever. Don't do it, girl or guy. I don't know who's listening. But I found that, you know, look at the sales. Look at the sales that are going on. And kind of like eating fresh is so expensive. So expensive. Because you can literally buy one thing, right? Compared, like, let's just say it's like a Honeycrisp apple. Honeycrisp apples are one of the most expensive fruits out there. They can range from like $1.50 per apple.
Dang.
Or even up to like, I don't even know. It gets higher than that. It gets completely higher than that. I've seen HEB specifically sell it by each apple compared to the pounds. I still love you, HEB. Please don't hate me. But every single time when I go to HEB, I always like to look at the sales on fresh fruits. But, you know, to save money, sometimes you have to go frozen.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
I discovered like the like little lean cuisine meals, and on nights where I don't have time to cook, or like I don't feel like cooking anything and I don't want to get fast food, I have lean cuisine meals. Like,
yeah, and
they're super good.
That's a great way to be able to save money.
Yes.
But you know, for me, I still go to fruits and vegetables, but the frozen section fruits and vegetables.
I will say something Gracie has brought up before. I think that she's done is like meal prepping.
Oh,
Yep.
yes.
Something like that.
Meal prepping is super good. Super good. I think, like, if you're wondering how to get started with meal prepping, it's really important to choose a day. And meal prepping is essentially just, creating a massive amount of food that you can eat throughout the week.
Yeah.
And to just making sure that you're getting in your grains, carbs, fats, proteins,
Like
and then just kind of condensing it all into one day.
Making yourself like a well-balanced meal. I know, like, whenever I try to meal prep, I always, like, sit down on the weekends and just search for recipes I think I might like.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah.
And it's I would suggest like exactly what Gracie said, seeing what you like and just trying to be able to work it into your schedule is so important, because if you want something, you have to make time for it. You have to make time in your schedule for it. And so, even though you want to go with fresh fruits and vegetables, sometimes it gets so expensive that you gotta go to the frozen section. I buy like frozen broccoli, and I get like a 3-pound bag for like the same amount as to what I would buy with just a couple. And so you can still make delicious meals even with canned foods. I buy canned beans too.
Yeah.
And so you gotta jazz it up, little guys.
Yeah.
I will say one of my favorite like canned food snacks is like I'll buy chickpeas and roast them in the oven, and they're just like a really good crunchy snack, and they get that kind of like that chip-esque crunch down, like that satisfaction.
And they're so good for you.
I love them so much.
And I know, like, if I ever have leftovers after cooking, Madison can tell you, I bring her leftovers all
buddy.
the time. Like, I literally was walking to the gym with a plate in my hand.
A whole plate. A whole plate. It was really good, by the way.
Thank you.
It was funny. We were about to get started in our session. I just see her walk in, and I'm like, what the heck is that? It's like, it's your food. And I'm like, Gracie, you walked around the entire campus with a plate of food.
I even got burned a little bit cooking that meal, so
It's but a flesh wound. It's okay. It was worth it.
it was.
But I think that's all the time we really have for
Yeah.
today. But I think this was a really great episode. Madison, thank you so much for coming
you're
on.
so welcome.
Gracie, thank you for joining
Yeah,
us
of
again.
course.
And
Yeah.
y'all, if y'all want any, other information about this, you can find our Instagram or Facebook at Texan Smart. And yeah, I think that's all we have for y'all today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And don't forget, be well, be ready, be Texan Smart. Bye, y'all.